Hello and welcome back to the channel. Today we're bringing you Toulon, the Tier 7 heavy cruiser. And in my opinion, one of the only ships in the game that is able to compete with the Belfast on a competitive measure. Believe me, Belfast has its advantages, but the Toulon takes those advantages and basically throws them out the window. If you want to fight Belfast, pick up this ship. You don't need the Indianapolis. You need a Toulon. Now, right off the bat, without the merits flag, 5% to credits, 55 to ship XP, 65 to commander XP, and then 100 with the clan. Armor-wise, she is squishy. She does have a squishy nose at 16 millimeters, so everything overmatches you. But she gets armor belt of 170, a 25 millimeter side, and then 16 stern, with the duck armor approaching 30. But then you look at her turrets, are heavily armored. So there's some advantages to this ship. Then survivability wise, 42,500. That's more than Bayard gets at tier 7, even with a survivability expert. And then a 25% torpedo reduction. Not the best. Try not to take torps, please. Then she gets, her main batteries are 305 millimeter guns. These are like the same caliber of guns you get on Alaska and everything. But they do have a slight pain to them. As you can see, they are 28-second reloads, a switch time of 17 seconds, 180 of 33 seconds, 0.3. Luckily, they're both in the front, so you're lucking out on that. Max dispersion 175, 17 kilometer range, max HE, max AP damage is 8,000, max HE is 4,050. Velocity on the AP is 798, with the velocity on the HE being 905. So the velocity on the HE is actually better, and as you can tell, 70% of fire and a 51 armor pin. That pins most of the decks you'll be facing when top tier and below. And in operations, not many ships have anything that can bounce that kind of 51 millimeter armor. So you can HE shell a lot of ships, but for the most part, this ship is an AP slugger. And I know we use operations for most of our reviews, but we're going to use a Brawl today for Toulon, because I think that just shows you how strong this ship really is. Airstrike wise, she gets 2 strikes, 6 kilometer range, 3,200 max damage, 1 bomb in each load. You can fight subs. I wouldn't recommend it though, unless you have engine boost going. AA, it's not bad. She gets 16 dual mount, 25 millimeters, and then, then she gets 8 dual mount, 37 millimeters, and she gets her 6 dual mount, 100 millimeters. They are kind of out there in a weird way, though. They are there. But as you can see by the damage on the detailed long range, it's pretty pitiful in terms of AA. It's not the best. Shell explosions, 11, 20. So not the best. 5.5 range, that's standard. She's a good ship, but she does have her disadvantages, absolutely. 30 knots, 710 turning circle, a 9.2 rudder shift. Concealment, not the best at 11 kilometers. Okay, into the build, main armaments 1, engine room protection, because you do have a squishy backhand. Aiming systems, and then steering gears. Again, maneuverability is your friend in friendships. You do have def AA, but I recommend taking hydro, engine boost, fighter, and then repair party. And that is with superintendent. And then for the exterior wise, this is what she would look like normally. It's usually kind of like a grayish camo, but if you get the alternative one, I like the dark blue, personally. For the build, this is the same as I'm running on my Bayard. Grease the gears, gun feeder, steering, last stand, consumable enhancements, adrenaline rush, superintendent, outnumbered, and top grade gunner. Trust me, this build is aggressive, but it works. Not many players are expecting you to run outnumbered. And in this ship, it works beautifully. It works. It's just such a great skill. These skills are overrated, underrated. They really are, especially outnumbered. But let's get into the replay, and we'll show you how a Toulon fights its enemies. Welcome to Toulon's review portion, folks. As you can see, we have Renown, Omamu on my side, Sinup, Congolese, and Akatsuki. Their team has a spotting damage. Their team has a tanking damage. Ours are more speed and concealment based. I am worried about the DD because I know he outspots me, so I have to play the ship to its strengths. Get on the flanks like any French cruiser and try to basically, well, dictate the terms of my engagement. So I have to go around and go wide. Ideally, if I had enough time, I wanted to go all the way up to around the E line and cut in through those islands right there. But I know that's not possible because it's Brawl. They're going to get all the caps, and we're screwed. It's never fun when someone at White asks orders. And I'm like, I would like him to go this way to kind of protect that side so the GD doesn't go in there. And he says he's a little bit. Well, I think the Renown's going there because he knows where I'm going. And right there, there's the DD. The DD is already there. I already know that DD is going right through B and into A. I pop my spotter or my fighter to hopefully maybe get a spot to just see. And I realized I got to go in through this way. I wanted to go farther out, but yeah. And they're detected, so the DD's there. Pop my hydro just in case. I get undetected. That means where the DD went, he's literally right behind that island right there. He's right in there. Because there's only one place he can be. There's the Congolese, there's the Sinup. I have no choice but to commit at this point. I've got to go straight in. I have my Hydra running. I'm not worried about torps. I'm more worried about the Sinup. The Sinup's the only thing that worries me. I am worried the Congolese does have, well, the Bolognese does have, well, torps. So I am worried about that. The Sinup shoots the Renown instead of shooting me. That's in point blank in front of him. Now he has to wait like 34 seconds for, I aim right below at the water line, right where Citadel would be, and we just get 4 Citadels and just delete him right off the bat. Now, we can go straight at this Sinup, who's generous enough to turn broadside to me. My top grade gunner kicks in. I aim right where Citadel would be. I think he had HE loaded. We get another triple Citadel, and we did 30,000 to him. And the Renown comes in and finishes them off. And it's over in like 2 minutes. This ship bullies at tier 7. It is in operations you can expect similar kind of results. It will bitch slap cruisers. It bitch slaps broadside battleships. It's a good ship. Cap loves this ship. I know he's dropping torps on me. There's the torps. Triple sets, that's going to be a hard one to avoid. but I squeeze right in between it and I pick up the kill. So 2 kills.